Hello, friends. Grit is a book by Angela Duckworth that describes how persistent practice and not mere talent is the key to success. The book explains why effort means more than talent when it comes to achieving long term goals, how to cultivate grit through practice, and how to strike a balance between pain and pleasure during practice. Grit is the combination of passion and perseverance, and it's about moving in a direction with consistency and endurance. So, let us start the audiobook summary. Grit.
Key point 1. Hard work might not always pay off immediately, but it comes through in the long run. Have you ever had the feeling that there are only geniuses around you? They open new businesses, offer unique propositions, and constantly increase their profits. At the same time, they always seem to stay energized, and ideas keep coming to them from everywhere. And the most surprising thing is that at first glance, they're no different from ordinary people. So what is their secret? It may seem unbelievable, but thinking that talent is in the genes of all successful people is absurd. You can become successful in anything if you learn to be focused and consistent. But unfortunately, some people want success to jump out at them without doing anything. This feature differentiates geniuses from ordinary people. High achievers express their determination through hard work, resilience, and a solid sense of direction. Yet we often wonder why high achievers are relentless in their pursuit of success. In truth, this rigidity is because they don't focus on their shortcomings or dissatisfaction, despite the unlikelihood of achieving their goals. Instead, they consistently pursue their ambitions with an unrivaled focus, believing that the process is just as important as the destination, even if it is tedious. Grit means being courageous, having a firm resolve, and being persistent in doing something, no matter the difficulties that come with it. It has to do with bravery and strength of character. To be highly successful in anything, you must have passion and perseverance. This summary aims to unearth all the mysteries surrounding success while unmasking all the myths passed across generations about talent. You will learn that your efforts are more beneficial in achieving goals than just your talent. Some people are great when things are going well, but they fall apart when things aren't. Angela Duckworth. Are you ready to start the journey of becoming the real you? Then let's dive in. Key point 2. If you want to stand out from the crowd, put in the extra work. We are all talented in different areas. For example, you probably noticed that there are some things you can do more quickly than others. But there's also areas where you need help to do what some people would find easy. But with the appropriate amount of effort, there's nothing you cannot achieve in life. In every field of life, scientists have discovered that the more courageous you are, the more successful you will become. Success is not all about grit. Other factors such as parental support, practice, and personal experiences also come into play. Psychologists such as Francis Galton and William James believed that although talent is based on individual differences, people tend to have many gifts, and only exceptional personalities can use those gifts to their fullest potential. Another psychologist, Chi-Yung Se, asserted that there are a lot of people who are drawn to talents. No matter how much you like effort, if we choose between talented people and hard workers, people would prefer to and often go for naturals. Talent is not a bad thing at all. On the contrary, it is impressive. However, what's not okay is the popular trend of favoring talented people, those who learn a skill faster than others, as is evident in many shows on TV like America's Got Talent. If we focus too much on our talents, we will eventually disregard and relegate other factors, such as grit, to the background. This decision tends to affect the holistic growth of a person and can even distract them from making the needed efforts to invest toward achieving their goals. Nevertheless, even if it's a specific talent, you must work on it and develop it. We all probably had a student at school who excelled in mathematics, geography, or other subjects without putting in any effort? Did they try to deepen their knowledge, or did they continue to answer the teacher's questions confidently without doing their homework? Who knows what heights they could have been able to reach if they hadn't taken their skills for granted. We can bring our talents to life if we nourish them, improve, and share them with others. Key point 3. Your potential is just a dream if you don't put in the effort required to make it work. Almost everyone is guilty of comparing talent to hard work. Although it is easy to attribute good performance to talent, success results from habits learned and done consistently and correctly over time. Putting too much emphasis on innate skills distracts us from everything else worthy of note. Don't hurriedly call people talented because they're successful. Try to notice other things they do that contribute to their success. Angela Duckworth gave a very detailed explanation of how people go from talent to achievement using these two equations. Talent times effort equals skill. Skill times effort equals achievement. Effort appears twice in this formula because the more effort and work you put into your talent, the more your talent improves. Whenever you invest time and hard work in the talent you currently have, there will be a positive increase in the result, referred to as a skill. Using your skills efficiently and consistently leads to achievement. Anything you do becomes easier over time with practice and more effort. Accomplishment is taking a step others won't take and doing what is needed to succeed. On the other hand, grit is about being committed to the goal no matter how difficult it becomes. And the result of your efforts and all the mentioned steps is the constant productivity that helps you reach further heights. However, there are nuances here too. Speaking of performance, how often during the workday do you get distracted by social media, talking to people, or aimlessly walking to the fridge, regardless of whether you work at home or in the office? In such situations, don't rush to accuse yourself of unreasonable procrastination. We enjoy doing things that are interesting and important to us. Conversely, if we don't see the point in some tasks, we are more likely to put them off. That's why your behavior often signals that it's time to review your duties and goals. The solution can be a change of position within the same company or a transition to a different field of activity. Effort builds skill. At the very same time, effort makes skill productive. Angela Duckworth. Key point 4. To become successful, persevere and do not give up. Have you ever met a person who started a business venture or chose a career path and had to abandon it somewhere along the line? Almost everyone at some point has had to give up on a task, and this is okay if it doesn't happen frequently. The ability to notice in time that specific strategies don't work and being ready to abandon them allows you to avoid wasting resources. Moreover, such an experience becomes a lesson for the future, which helps prevent similar mistakes. Grit is not limited to hard work. It's more about endurance. It's about focusing on one thing until you achieve your desired result. Grit is also about going after your passion and being consistent. It means you don't want to be distracted by other things and activities that bring you no benefit or pleasure. It takes a lot of time to become proficient in a skill, hence keep going toward what you set out to do. Grit is all about passion and perseverance. You need passion to build your grit. It's not something you rush out to do. It's more about consistently doing what you're passionate about until you succeed. Sometimes people tend to be elated about new ideas without the willingness to act on them, but this is not passion. Passion is the driving force that pushes you toward your desired goal. It sparks up devotion in you to stay true to the cause over time, whereas perseverance is what keeps you in what you're passionate about. To maintain your grit, you need a clearly defined goal. Becoming sure of your goals helps you set your priorities right and keeps you on the chosen path. One of the ways you can determine if you're moving in the right direction is to check whether all your goals point towards a specific purpose. Grit means sticking to one path but not stubbornly pursuing all the goals you set. Knowing when to quit is an essential part of life. So pursue only the goals that lead you to your passion. The decision to allow some plans to give way to others when life delivers unexpected changes and detours means you still have grit. Key point 5. Grit grows, so give it more time. Like every other psychological trait, experience and genes influence grit. And over generations, the environment has enriched humans such that as you grow, you learn new things through trial and error. There's no habit you can't develop. You can even teach others if only you learn to grow your grit. Your experiences from years ago have shaped you immensely because they changed your views about life and brought to the fore otherwise buried talents. Who you are now is a function of culture and your experiences. To grow your grit, you need the following. Interest. You tie it to what you're passionate about. It makes you enjoy what you do. Capacity to practice. When you constantly practice a thing, you become better at it. Purpose. You must understand what you do matters because it connects with other goals. Hope. This plays an essential role in grit. It keeps you going when things get tough. To succeed, you must ensure that you love what you're doing. Your happiness and satisfaction depend on how much you love your work. Most people are in a job they do not love, so they struggle to get by. It's better to put your energy into things that fascinate you so that you can enjoy your work. Discover, develop, and deepen your goals to find your passion. Discovery starts from childhood. The older you get, the better you know your passion. The people in your environment facilitate this discovery. It takes a long time for people to understand what they're passionate about. Hence, they are prone to making many mistakes along the way. Once you have discovered your passion, the next thing is to develop it. Development requires growth, and you need an excellent environment to achieve that. Deepening is something you should do throughout your lifetime. It involves evaluating yourself to determine your progress. Did you know, according to a 2013 report by the Washington Post, only 13% of people globally are passionate about going to work. Key point 6. You owe it to yourself to be committed to deliberate practice. Erik Erikson is a cognitive psychologist whose research revealed that you need to practice a thing for 10,000 hours to master it. Most successful people want to be better than their current level. Thus, they know they must practice more. The beauty of practice is not in the amount of time you invest in doing an activity. It's about the different approaches you bring into a thing each time you practice it. Angela Duckworth calls it deliberate practice. Here are some steps that will help you in your deliberate practice. Set a challenging objective based on getting better in any area of weakness. Actualize your goals with the help of attention and effort. And seek feedback from others so you know the areas to improve. When you do these steps frequently, you'll become more competent. Also, communicating with a mentor and teaching others are effective ways to improve your skills. Think about who is an example of successful work in your field. Try to contact them and arrange a meeting. Don't be afraid of rejection. Try to connect and share experiences with those who inspire you. And vice versa. You are an example of quality work for someone with less experience. Share knowledge with such people, thus enriching your own knowledge and noticing skills that need development. Deliberate practice can improve your skills, but can be very stressful because it requires more effort. Discovering your purpose has a way of igniting your passion. Its main aim is to impact those around you. You need the grit to see your purpose to a successful end, even when things are difficult. A significant way to do this is to see your career as a calling, not just a job. This approach ensures you always give your best. No matter your age, social status, or gender, your purpose can change your life and that of others. On the journey toward success, you need a role model who supports you in different ways and whom you can turn to when things get tricky, even after discovering your purpose. Key point 7. Hope is needed to preserve the gritty culture across generations. Grit thrives on believing you can make things better with your efforts. It doesn't wait around for the universe to align for anything to happen magically. It believes in you and has nothing to do with luck or chances, but everything to do with your effort. Hope holds it all together when things don't make sense anymore. Being hopeful in the face of difficulties is one way to remain gritty. Your past experiences, both good and bad, affect your mindset, including people's responses to your actions. so it's crucial to be around positive people. If you fix your mind on growth, you'll be optimistic no matter your situation and motivated to endure adversity. Family is the core of everyone's existence. As a parent, it's crucial that you show affection and still express expectations while putting your child first. This child-centered parenting creates room for freedom of expression and growth. Authoritative parenting is more beneficial to all involved, as it makes for a correct judgment of your child's needs while giving enough love necessary to achieve their goals. This authority is based on knowledge and the wisdom garnered through your own experience and not an unnecessary abuse of power. Your level of grit inspires your child daily, so you must work on becoming more courageous than you already are. To further enhance grit, an extracurricular activity like ballet, gymnastics, or swimming can be of tremendous help because these pursuits' sole aim is to build a continuous habit of purpose, hope, interest, and practice. These activities allow children to meet an adult who's not their parent but is supporting and demanding. In other words, their coach. This person will also be able to inspire them and see their potential from the side. If you're not a parent yet, or don't ever plan to be, you still have to be gritty because many people you are unaware of look up to you in different ways. You can be their motivation not to give up and move forward no matter what. Go for your goals and be ready to help those who need your support. Conclusion. Your culture, the shared norms of a group you belong to, shapes everything about you and is why you are the way you are now. To grow grit, you must join a gritty culture that inspires you to be more than you currently are. And if you ever happen to be a leader, create a gritty culture for your team members. Often it seems better to give up when it looks like your effort won't yield any benefits. These are the times when culture matters, where you need a push that only a group that understands your goals can give. As you progress in life, you will experience many limitations due to fear and lack of grit. But don't be too quick to give up. You have exactly what it takes. You have many potentials that you can only discover when you get out of your comfort zone. Passion is a fantastic thing to have, but it's hardly ever enough. When challenges come, and even when your hard work fails you, grit will not. Grit will push you to persevere even when it doesn't look like there's any reason to. Talent is overrated. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to once you're ready to work for it. Tough times that come will only make you more refined and robust enough for the next challenge. So you should always have it at the back of your mind that you must never give up. Try this. Set a high-risk goal with a time limit. Pay undivided attention to it, and seek feedback from family and friends. This strategy will put your grit to the test. Watch how you perform in this task and prepare to unlock a different level of self-improvement.